Office Records.
All right, so to start, you can just introduce yourself for those who don't know you, may not know you, and a little of what you do.
What do you want me to do? So, yeah, man, so this is the voice of Kranium. I mean, dancehall music representing straight out of New York City. There.
So your hits, Nobody Has to Know, skyrocketed your career and landed you a record deal with international label Atlantic Records. Do you think you would have achieved similar success if that didn't happen, if you didn't have that opportunity?
Well, to be quite very clear and be honest, Nobody Has to Know was actually a hit before I got signed. So if it wasn't for, you know, the fuck off of my talent, I don't think I would have get signed in the first place. So I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't think that. The only thing I would say though is definitely the label, obviously, it comes with different structure and different lanes and avenues and just like different outlets. You know, there was more access to different things centrally. But I think I would get to the same place, but it took me a longer time, to be honest with you. That's the only difference it is. But labels are actually a good thing. I feel like if the artist get the right deal and the artist is humble enough and the artist have the right management and right team, I think label is not a bad choice. It's actually a good choice. If you know what I mean? It's all about choices we make. Yeah.
In the industry, there's a kind of versus between staying independent and having all of that, you know, owning your songs, all that for yourself, but then also, you know, having a label obviously brings you further. So what would you say to an artist that is kind of in between and kind of deciding where to go with their career?
I don't think label bring you further. I think the artist himself and the team bring the artist further. But as far as being independent and being a label, it's not everybody lucky with a label. It's not everybody lucky independent. I just personally feel like it's what goes on with the artist and his team and what he believe. If you believe that being independent is the road that you choose based off of everybody saying it because it sounds cool, or you do it because it actually makes sense and you feel like that's what's best for you, go ahead and do it. If you feel like an artist who feel like you need help and you need that to transition to a different part of your career or go up on different heights and you feel that the label is what is gonna get you there, then go ahead. I'm not against being in a label or being independent. I'm just all about what makes my career work. So you have to just find that sweet spot will make work for you and then keep moving. Yeah.
You've described your sound before as melodic. Talk to us about why you've kind of adapted that instead of just straight dancehall.
Well, I do the dancehall. I don't think the melody has anything to do with it. I think that what I would say is everybody have a strong point. Some people bad with metaphor. Some people just bad with like creating hooks. Some people just, every artist have that thing that work for them. For me, just that I think I'm sick with melodies. I feel like melodies is what makes Kranium. When I listen to any of my hit songs, just always catchy hooks with the simplest thing that I'm saying. I don't say too much in records. I repeat everything. So majority of my songs is the first verse, you hear it back for the third verse, because I want to put two verses in that song and then take the third verse, put back the hook or the pre-hook back in the record. Because I find some very catchy hooks. So as far as melody is concerned, I don't think there's no dancehall artist that fuck with me when it comes on to melodies, and I say that proudly. Yeah.
So that can be seen, what you're talking about can be seen on your recent EP, Toxic. Talk to us about the themes that you kind of drew on to make that EP and what you hoped your fans, your audience would get from that as well.
Well, to be honest, Toxic was a thing that was put together, I would say last minute. I'm going to tell you why I said that, because obviously when the pandemic happened in 2019, end of 2019, when it's really started, we start hearing about it from over China side. I had Midnight Sparks came out. So when Midnight Spark come out, normally how I do my thing is that I drop an album, then I go on tour to work the project and do the interviews and do the pop-ups. But when that didn't happen, He just I take a big hit on that album. So and then Gyal Policy was just like going through the roof. You know what I mean? So at that time I was in a place where okay, what we do now because there's no street, there's no road for records, there's no interviews to go in person and the things. So we had records what we have, and it was like, you know what, we need to give Gyal Policy that push. Cause anybody who know Kranium knows say when anytime you get a record, me work it till it will fall off. That's just how me work. So when Gyal Policy became just a big record, I wanted to give it life again for the new year. So what I did was put 4 songs around it, and then shout out to Ritical because me Ritical, I said, it's a bad, you know. And then I end up come to Jamaica, link up with him, and that's how Black Traffic came about. And that EP was basically just a nice body of work for, you call it like an appetizer, you know, like just for the fans them who's a Kranium fan, just have something to hold on to until we decide to drop our next full-length body of work. Yeah.
So a lot of the themes coming out of that you talk were surrounding Gyal Policy. And you know, it's called Toxic.
Yeah.
And in the dancehall space, you know, you're known as Toxic King, like the
man with us.
right.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that. Like, do you have plans on settling down soon? Is that your brand?
I sing English still. That's how I look for my thing. I sing English. So it's a situation where it's not about settling down. It's more like I feel like artists are creative people, are people just who in front of media. I feel like there's a lot of pressure and strain on them in the relationship. So to me, it not flow naturally because even if you're actually being a good person, you want to be a good person, because of your job, it comes with a lot of negative mindset and thinking that affect you being a good person with a woman. If she's being with a guy. I just feel like society makes it seem like it's impossible for an artist to be a good man and second with a woman. So me just keep my relationship private at all times because I just don't want no negative outside affect my thing. Because we have a good thing going on and just one thing just because words powerful. I was talking about that this morning. Words is very powerful. Even that's what I say sometimes I take responsibility for what I say in music. Because all of we in here as man can see a woman walk down the road. And she walk past everybody. But just that one person she decide to talk to and she meet 100 man for the day. The man just have the better words them and just know if he say that's how powerful word is that woman willing to say your way. Some woman wait 6 months, some woman wait a week. It depends on what the person is. So words is very powerful. So me have to care for what kind of energy and what kind of words come towards my relationship. If a woman see my woman on the road and say, you really there, Kranium? Them and that dog on the road. You know, automatically that put a strength on she. And then put a strength on me to try to convince her it's not like that. You get me? So my relationship status is just English. But me not toxic, kinda, a little bit.
Earlier we were talking about balance in a relationship. What does that mean?
Yeah, balance. In a relationship, it's easy for me. For all me want in my life is just to find a balance, nothing more than that. Everything else can fall into place. I feel a relationship need balance. It's not a relationship, God, you know, I don't really know much about it, something like this. But just like woman, love them. Yeah, and make it work. I love woman back. Never a problem.
So earlier you were talking about Ritical and like collabing with him. Is there, out of the pandemic, we've seen a lot of like new artists come on the scene.
Happy feet.
Whose career are you watching right now?
Every one of them. Every last one.
So who are you listening to?
I listen to Authentic. I listen to Ritical. Me's a big fan of this guy named Surprise. There's an artist that we know that changed his name to Choir. At least me big up every artist, me show love to everybody. Dancehall is the greatest genre in the world. There's nothing I gonna beat that. Dancehall is the greatest genre. So once me see artists coming at the game with something different, me no bash them, me listen to all of them from the biggest one to the smallest one. Because that's all we learn to. You know, we have to adapt with what going and changes come and new artists come with new flavor and you just change it. And then that's what the game is built off of. Music is a young boy sport. That's what it is. So them just automatically think out of the box. Because you're so seasoned in it to the point where you are working it one way and feel like that's how it's supposed to go and then an artist come out and left with it and just shift the whole vibe, you know what I mean? And then you as an artist now who be in the game, you have to know yourself, humble yourself and say, all right, this is where the people them want to hear. All right, we're going to adapt to this, but still keep you. You get where I'm coming from? So young artists play a very big role. And if you look upon the pandemic now, there's so much young artists who break for the past year and a half is ridiculous. And the reason why that is happening is because there's no club to overhype none. People are back to listening. So some song where we really love back then, we don't really love it, is because we in a club and the DJ them play the song so much because of the powers that certain artists have or whoever the artist is and the heat them have. So just work with it. But no, it's none of that. There's no club for me, hear a song I go on and be like, yo, that song, yeah. I mean, I like it and then eventually you start work with it because you hear it so much. No, it's just like you hear a song, you just know, say, yo, that song is bad. So yeah.
So coming out of that now, and well, the entertainment industry is closed right now, but we're kind of seeing where things are trending in the right direction with lowering of cases, Where do you see the future of dancehall going after the pandemic hits?
I mean, I think music shut down because the internet make it access everybody. And as far as dance, there's not much wrong with dancehall in the sense of people getting the music. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't feel like there's much thing that dancehall he's not like. I want to be very politically correct. I don't think there is much wrong with dancehall music per se. I just think that there's a lot of missing knowledge on how the truth come across. I feel like there's too much petty coverage. So simple things, it can be the simplest things. There's certain major things that happen that nobody pay attention to when some minor thing happen, they highlight it. So they highlighted, them highlight the minor things instead of the major things. I feel like that is the problem we have. I feel like media needs to start looking into that per se and paint the picture right. Because if the supporters who listen to the music, who don't have access to what go on outside of the Caribbean, like Jamaica for example, them don't really know, so they're going to go off of what them know, which is what we are feed them. You see me I say? So I think it's more for the artists. I think more artists need to highlight the major things that happen outside as much as the minor things them. For make youths who are come up into the music, say there's more to it than what we think it is or what we are saying. That's what we really think. If that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know if the clarity is there, but I know what I try to say, I don't know if it come off right. That's not how I try to say. But there's more to the music than just some mediocre things that people post.
Okay.
I think there need to be more factual things that's being posted.
So you recently teased a new album that you're dropping. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, the album, I haven't had a name for it yet. I haven't selected the songs that are the singles yet. Whoa, amazing. That's all I can say, really amazing. I mean, I really took my own hand, but amazing.
There's nothing that you can kind of give us in a sleek exclusive?
I have some dope features, some amazing features. Back to the Kranium blueprint, I always have the right features. And yeah, man, it's some dope features, dope mixture of different elements and different vibe, and just me and Choir locked in and work on a lot of records and just now it's down to select the record. A project is good when your management call and they have confusion and selecting the records, and that's what we want. I want to have enough records where even though we are take out a record, it feels hurt. I take it out like, no, this is a big record. You make it very hard. So I think it's gonna be one of them. I think it's one of my best projects. Actually, I think it is my best project I've ever done, to be honest, yeah.
Do you find it's hard releasing new projects like that, huge products like that, during a pandemic where, like you were saying, you can't necessarily go to the clubs, you can't keep listening, stuff like that?
To be honest, yeah, no, because I feel like good music find a home of people, but as long as they have a good single after the record, that's all. I feel like album used to be one single that lead everybody to be like, yo, I need to hear the rest of things them. You know what I mean? And that is what I've been trying to capture over years in my career. And that's why maybe more time people say, yo, Kranium underrated and blah, blah, blah. It's not that I'm underrated, it's just that. And people might think I don't drop enough. It's not that. The thing is that dancehall music doesn't get enough plays on mainstream radio. So me is not God. I mean, I have the power to have 10, 15 songs on radio. So me just do the right way, which is drop one single and work it. If it not work, you move on to something else until you find it. So for me, me dropping an album now is like the same thing would have happened if outside was fully open. Because I always go with a single and then lead the fans them to get what they want to get. Because there's two type of crowd. You have the Kranium fan base, and then you have the ones them will listen to every artist. So as long as my fans them happy, eventually it spreads. So that's why I do music, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Speaking of dancehall music, there's been a whole heap of mix-up on social media recently with the government calling out dancehall for being like a main catalyst in violence in Jamaica. What is your take on that?
I don't feel so. I don't think it have any big impact on telling a man for do any crime. Does it play a part in influence? Music is influential, 1,000%. You know what I mean? But like everybody else and everything else in life, I'm not the biggest football fan. So I'm not saying I watch a world football match. You don't come from? I go watch some basketball if I that me love. So if you don't like the gangster music, don't listen to it. It's simple. Kranium sing some good music. Amazing music.
So you don't think music is definitely particularly
No, I'm saying it do have influence, but I feel like you as a human being need to choose what good for you.
Right.
I listen to Kranium a million times. Me go listen Dennis Brown, you know, me go listen Garden City. Then me have moves and more I listen to some Mavado, some rough thing, you know. I go listen to some Alkaline. But there's always a balance in between it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So people who are bash dancehall music, I guess I'm not listening to hip hop. I hear man I tell you what them are doing and them are do it for real. How much artists get gunshot in the face in a hip hop compared to dancehall music? How much man dead in a hip hop? How much artists we know but we are reading news we wake up with dead for the past 2 years in hip hop? The man are dead in a dancehall.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's just that people just want to paint the bad picture on dancehall all the time for foolishness because I don't know, every time there's something them try to put up on we for what, I don't know. I just don't get it. I have no problem with it though. Music is music and music is influential, but people have to know say it's up to the individual to select and listen to what they want to listen to. Because we all have a mind of a one. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So on Instagram, you're known for displaying like your outfits and your accessories and stuff. Is your style something that you want to be known for? Not
necessarily style. I'm just very expressive and like my vibe. You know what I mean? I feel like me as a man, I love clothes. You know, sometimes I miss, sometimes I don't miss. Well, most time I don't miss. But yeah, it's just more like a thing where it's just like, you know, I think fashion go well with music, music go well with fashion, and I feel like it's something that more eventually, you know, get into as far as like just, you know, intertwine both music and fashion it is what it is, and you grow into it. It's not so much I'm overnight, you know, you just grow into it, you get more comfortable, you find yourself, you find your swag, you find your vibe, you know, because before I never cared about that. I mean, just boss when I care about that, I care about creating music. And what I'm work, when I care about my dress, I'm a man who wear marina every day. And a jeans and a sneakers. But eventually you just start growing people, you start being influenced, just be in the city, you start traveling the world, little thing, you start pick up one or two things here, put together. And that's what it is. Yeah.
So even with your new releases, your fans are still clamoring for new projects and you just teased your album coming.
Yeah.
So is there anything on the way outside of that?
I'm not really sure what we are going to do yet as far as selecting and what we're going to drop. As I said, the choir have a record coming out which features me, which is which I'm excited about because it shows the unity, it shows that there's no ego and what people might think, it shows that artists can link up together, you know what I mean? I just wish, the only thing missing for me now, I just wish that we as dancehall artists tour more. I want to see more dancehall tour. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait till 40s to tour my favorite artist on that song. You know, when I'm soon dead, when I'm have like 3 days to live. I don't depend on that. You know, so me depend just figuring out what next single to drop, figure out what the next movies and what the next story is like. When can I say a dancehall tour? With none of us, I never really say that. You know, or when we do see it late, when I care. You know, I talk about when an artist not in prime and our favorite artists them would love to see all of them on stage and do a tour together. Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because people would argue that that's not really like the dancehall culture and that's more of like a international kind of artist culture. Do you think that we can definitely learn things from how they're doing it overseas and adapt it to kind of make dancehall bigger than it is?
Dancehall is the biggest genre in the world. Like, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna say that probably. It is the biggest genre in the world. You see, the thing is, we people intend to categorize dancehall with money without even saying it. And when I say money, meaning like if there's not enough money being made off of it for them, they make it seem like it's the binnacle, like it's a joke thing. You know what I mean? But it's not. And when you say adapt to American things, it's not that we're adapting, it's just the right way. Meaning, you know how big the Caribbean is? As small as the Caribbean, they might smaller. You know, big them is a lot. There's a lot. If an artist really go within bands and a team and run through the Caribbean, then everybody can be good. You run through Europe, you run through Australia, you run through Africa, you run through North America, you run through South America, East Coast, West Coast, whatever. So it's not about adapting. It's about bringing the music forward more too. So the dancehall space is there. The world knows it's a big genre. Reggae music is a big worldwide genre, if not the biggest genre, where them know for a fact. It's just that we as artists who have that flair and that fire now need to collide as one out there. I mean, not about no unity. We don't need no unity. Me and a man have to be no friend. Not about on the business side. And when we talk about business, I'm not talking about, as I said before, money. It's not about money. I'm talking about the culture itself moving forward in front of them face. Because them know it. Them just want to feel that they can't touch it. That's it. Them just want to touch it. It's not about nothing else. It's just that I want to see Kranium and Dexter Daps on stage. Our Conscience, Massacre, Alkaline, all the way. That's what I'm saying, all the way. People just, we don't want to see that. We don't have to always have to go see an artist by himself. You know, so it's not about adapting, it's just about the vibe. There's no better vibe than dancehall vibe on a stage if the artist really want to work. You're not getting no fun, like, you're not getting no fun on no stage show than a dancehall artist that knows to perform. Once a dancehall artist can perform, you can't beat that vibe there. Me and you still, till this day, we are kids compared to the artists that come before, like Beanie and Bunty. I'm picking to them, you know. But remember me tell you, when you go on YouTube and watch them on the show right now, you laugh. And I show the man might give you get show, then you get knowledge, then you get comedy, then you get social justice. You get everything in a 35-minute set from an artist who knows to perform in a dance. So you're not getting nowhere else. It is what it is.
Right. So in dancehall, we have this culture of, like you were saying, crab in a barrel, like is me against everyone else. Do you think that that is what's stifling, you know, the growth and the touring and the, I don't want to say unity because that's not necessarily what it is, but do you think that's what that is what it's stifling?
Crab in a barrel. Always, I mean, you talk about weird pressure upon the thing. Obviously, if there's a crab in a barrel mentality that everybody have, it I go have that cramp upon it 1,000%. I would be a hypocrite to say anything else. It do affect it a lot. And it's just that I feel like there needs to be more managers that are managers that don't want to be artists. Because some of the managers move like them artists, like them a star. You know, them don't want them. There's a it confuse me one more time. You know what I mean? Like, artists supposed to be artists, managers supposed to be managers. So even if me and an artist no deal per se and we have a difference, managers supposed to go to managers and talk. And I feel like that's what you need to get. I feel like from management can deal with the opposite artist management and come to an understanding without the artist have to feel like there's nothing there. We're not supposed to know what going on. My brain as an artist, my management can tell that. We don't want to know what going on around that stuff. That have nothing to do with me. Just tell me a time and a place to pull up. When they tell me 11 o'clock, what time was I here? 11 o'clock, on the dot. If me, I'm probably like 3 minutes off, but you're not going to be 5 or 10 minutes off. So it's just because me know when my manager say, yo, make sure you're there at that time, and with everybody talk and do them thing. That's how me just operate naturally. So I just feel like, say, once management and management deal and set a thing, the artist will listen. You just need more managers to stop act like them artists, and more artists to stop act like them manager. That's one thing where me say we might really, because I was one of them people there. So
in a sense, it's professionalism that you're calling for in the dancehall business.
Yeah, you just need better professionalism. Yeah, we just need, can I put myself in that? We just need to know, say, managers, that's what they do for hire them for that purposes. Because as I said, I was one of them people that who feel like want to do everything and want to be a part of everything. And then realize them let that go. I feel lighter and I can create more. I'm in a forward different things. Because there's certain things that go wrong when you try to finalize a video, for example, or you try to finalize a song and you deal with booking store and man I call you and tell you say this is the show and how much and you negotiate. Yes, so much you would do as an artist when you're supposed to do. So now it become a situation where people feel like say the artist ignorant, I'm dark, I'm not in a sense, I'm rude. But it's not that you are, it's just that you put yourself in a situation to come off that way because you know make your management deal with it. So now it's like some crab in the barrel thing go on, which is not really a go on. It's just because you want to be a part of everything. So you just come off ignorant and dark and then become a problem. Then the artist says, don't deal with them boy there, man. And then you say, we're not deal with them and then the problem starts. So management just need to be managers and stop act like artists. And artists need to stop being like managers. And then that's one good take off. And as him speak earlier, I say, as far as Afrobeat is concerned, Afrobeat is having their time. Leave them alone. There's no need to compare dancehall with Afrobeat. There's no need to. Dancehall been around how long? Jesus Christ. We had remember back in 2000 when there was Sean Paul, Shaggy, Beanie Man, Baby Sham, then you have Brick and Lace, then you have songs that come in and out. People keep on forgetting T.O.K. Like T.O.K. in place that big role in a film time, like Jesus Christ. You have T.O.K. There was so much superstar name you could have called in dancehall reggae music at that time. So when Afrobeat artists have their glory now, why you don't want to try to compare dancehall with Afrobeat? We had our moment. We had our golden era. Leave them and them do for them thing. We just have to figure out and how we continue to bring what we are bringing. We already staple night. We staple dancehall is staple in the world. The man them done putting them work through from back then. So all we have to do is carry on the legacy of how the music is. So I don't know, I mean I like when people compare both of it. It get me really mad. I mean I like when people try to compare and say they're bigger. They're not bigger per se. They're having their golden time and their golden era like what we had. I'm pretty sure there was a round two watching what go on and one face said, Jano, I wish that was, you know what I mean? No, them do them thing, leave them.
People could argue though that dancehall is also having its time. We'll have international artists sampling our sound, you know, in multiple songs.
Since 90s, or 80s.
That's true, but like the top songs on the charts now, you're hearing like that dancehall sound. Yeah. What would you say to people who are, they're not allowed to, or they're not giving us our flowers when they're obviously doing dancehall music?
It's not that they're not giving flowers, you know, it's just that somehow we're too frightened. We move like we're frightened. They're saying that Jamaica is frightened. We move like we eat that, like we're frightened. None more than none of it. It is what it is. There's only no more than an way. You know, that's how me walk around every day, proudly. Me no business, you know what I mean? Me no care. Me link a man, me send a man my record, him no want vice it or him no want deal with it or it's fine. Move on. Somebody else will. So me personally not give them that power there in the sense of you will be humble with it. You can't act like you understand, you have to humble with it. But you're not gonna take me for you that. So it's not like say they don't want to give you flowers, it's just that more time there's certain things that what them offer and say we're supposed to decline it. And make sure you go the right way where it benefit them and it benefit us. And I feel like that's where it is. So me not care who call me for do a feature, for example, I say, you're more up on a verse. I've been on verses that never got cleared. We just never cleared because of the requirements what them want. Me not fit that and it's that my thing and me not like how me feel about that. Just like our records where I voiced rappers and per my record, when I time to get the record clear, feed them thing with them depend, me not depend, and things with them depend, I mean what me want from it, they don't feel like it suit them. What me I gonna do? It's the same thing, you know what I mean? We just have to find a balance in between what we decide to work with and what we don't work with. So it have a better look upon the culture itself and have a better look on Jamaica. You get what I mean? So if them want to come do something with we and we feel like say we not like how that feel, we just don't do it. But most people I feel like them just jump with it because yo what them on the link we have to do it. Me not depend that. Me not depend that. So then the disrespect come in. And they want to try to style me. No, I'm not depend that. People supposed to style. Any style that go on a dance and reggae music, we for do that. Jamaicans have the right to do that.
Right.
We have the right to bash any dancehall artist. We have the right to diss any dancehall artist where we want this, where we feel like them go wrong. No boy outside is supposed to diss nobody in a dancer. We don't care who he is. You cannot come by and say, I don't listen to reggae. I don't like that shit. We have under your comment in a 10 seconds. Once we see that, once you say that, in a conversation full of a beer flag. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. Nobody outside is supposed to diss we. We're supposed to take a suck on the mother right after that. Once them disrespect we're supposed to dip on top of that. And we're not supposed to be friends for them. That's all it is. I mean, even post picture of rappers. I meet them all the time. I work with a million of them.
So do you think the gatekeeping of or Jamaican music is something that is right or should be done more of?
Gatekeeping?
Yeah, because we have where you know, if a rapper comes to Jamaica, they're like, oh no, they shouldn't be doing that.
No, they can. No, that's fine for post. Them think that is fine, you know. What me I say is if them disrespectfully with it, it's not supposed to go through the gate. It's not supposed to happen. Yeah, you get what I mean? It's not supposed to happen at all. It's not supposed to happen at all. Like I have records when we have with big artists, huge artists, where life changing. Where me personally feel like, yo, this gone. And him just say something that the song women I like, and that now come out. And if I ask him to change the line and not do it, then okay, that's fine. I had 3 persons that nobody has to know. Let's start there, and I was a nobody. Let's be real. Me a nobody. When I was doing Nobody Afternoon remix, I had 3 artists on it. And the first 2 artists come on the record talking about some next thing when me just never condone. It never come out, and I could play it right now. I just never like what them I say, and it just never come out, and people call me crazy. Yo, mad, how you stay there? Yo, how you do, brother? You don't care what people say. No, me care, brother. Mad, we can't sleep with this. So it never come out, and I take the chance to tell the sign and see it there. God bless my back. But I had 3, I swear to God, as I'm here, I had 3 major artists and Nobody That's Not Remix, and only just couldn't release it. I'm soul, I couldn't release it. I couldn't take that disrespect there. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I have a verse right now me get where on the project, and I just feel like it's like certain things need to touch up, and I just reach back out politely and ask, can you change this for me please, and stuff like that. Because I just never feel right in my soul, and that's all it is. We just need to respect it more. Respect dancehall for them, respect it.
I'm more light and
What were you doing?
I was working at McDonald's in the airport. That was the first job I had. And I love it because it teach me social skills. You teach me to deal with different people across the world, man. Like I was working at Terminal 4. Anybody know JFK Terminal 4 McDonald's? Me's human. Everybody's human. But I can't tell you this. If anybody says something about me not take it personally, me laugh about it. If you never realize by my posting. Somebody says something funny about me, very disrespectful but funny, me retweet it. Because me laugh with it. As long as it's not threatening to me, as long as me not get broke up on a man, so I thump him in the face when I see him, that's a whole different story. But once it's like some petty things, joke thing, I laugh with it because them things that teach me. The amount of things me hear at McDonald's when I hurt there, man. So even me just come immune to them type of things there. And just about fun with it, isn't it?
Alright, so stew peas or curry goats? Like which one?
I don't eat goat. I don't eat meat. I only eat seafood. Actually, I lie, me I tell you, I don't eat chicken, but yesterday, I eat piece of chicken. I'm gonna feel bad. I don't feel bad. Yeah. Big up myself choir. I don't feel bad. Rasta man, but right. But the half a jar piece. KFC, Jamaica, it have a different buzz, you know. When time I come my yard, I half a jar piece. But me personally, it's just a straight seafood guy. Yeah.
So this live personality, your fans obviously love it on your Twitter, on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And there's a trend now that we're seeing where artists come up with their YouTube channels. Can we see that from you in the future? Do you have plans of?
You know what's crazy? People always tell me, say, yo, after they saw my life, there's like, yo, if you have a podcast and stuff like that, but I just never, is it true me love talk? I feel I'm getting in trouble if I keep if I have a podcast. People are gonna hate me because I'm very honest. But
Your fans will love you for it though.
Yeah, but I just feel like I'm getting myself in more trouble because I'm talking, you know. I'm not caring, you know. I really talk my mind, you know. I'm in business when nobody think about me, you know. I'm gonna die happy, you know. Once my word come out and me say what me say, me stand behind. Because the thing is, a lot of people talk, but them talk to please people. So them feel away. When me talk, me not care about any backlash about it because I really feel away there. So I cannot feel bad to feel good speaking what is right. If that makes sense. So me not too want to do it. Cause them are gonna hate me. Yeah, them are gonna hate me because I'm gonna talk. And me as a man, love music. I'm gonna put on everybody. Any girl that have ever been with Kranium in my life, you know, every artist will me listen to in a Jamaica, if they never hear them yet. 1000%. Me always, me talking and say, I don't like this, and I'm gonna say, I don't like how Kranium move more, which is fine, you don't have to like me. It's okay. And me's not no advocate for dancehall, and me's not the biggest artist. Me not act like that. But when more I'm telling you, say, me see it from a different angle because I lived in America from me, I little picnic. And I've seen the effect of dancehall music. I want to be a part of that for years, for decades. And when me actually get into it, nothing change. So I love it. Dancehall is something I love. If it's not me on radio, and it's the next dancehall artist on radio, I feel good because what that does is you keep them here in tune with the sound. So anytime me find a record, it work. When Charlie find a record, it work. When Coffee find a record, it work. When Serrani find it, when Egyptian find it. Once one artist find it just keep them ears in tune with what the sound is so that when you find the right record, it come on radio. So I talk my mind.
Right.
I'm always talk.
So to end, at Sleek, once it's cool, hot, trendy, we say certified sleek. So what makes you certified sleek?
Being me. Being me. Don't care. Love breast milk. I love crease. Yeah.